These are 5 inventory tricks that will save you time in Minecraft.
So the first one is called fast loot. To grab items of the same type spread out in a chest, first hover over one of the items with your mouse. Then, while holding shift, quickly hit F, click, hit F again, and click, all in quick succession. So it's F click, F click. This will put all of the items of this type into your inventory. If you prefer not to use your offhand to do this, you can alternatively use any one of the hotbar keys 1 through 9 in lieu of F. For example, 2 click, 2 click. The next one I like to call trash loot. This is similar to fast loot, and I call it trash loot because it utilizes an undesired item in the chest to loot desired items more quickly. First, pick up an item from the chest that you don't want, such as this gold nugget. Then, with this undesirable item on your cursor, hover over a desirable item, such as an iron ingot. Then hold shift and double click the iron. We can do the same thing with these carrots here. So hover over the carrots, holding shift and double click. As you can see, all of the iron and carrots spread out through the chest came right into our inventory. This is actually easier than the regular fast loot, but it does require dropping that trash item back once you're done picking everything up. You can use your hotbar keys when crafting and managing your inventory. Let's say that I have some sticks on my 2 slot and some iron on my 3 slot. My goal is to make an iron pickaxe. Instead of clicking and dragging the items one by one into my crafting menu, what I can do instead is hover over the crafting grid, and then, for example, my sticks are on my 2 slot, so I can just hover over this and hit 2, and now my sticks are right there. And then I can hover over this part and hit 3, where my iron ingots are, and drag them across the crafting grid like this. This basically prevents us from needing to do multiple round trips from our hotbar up to the crafting grid with our cursor. This only works if the item is in your hotbar, of course, but you can also hover over any item in your inventory and press any hotbar key to instantly switch that item to that location in your hotbar. So let's say that I have this dirt, it's up here in my inventory, and say that I want to put it down here. I can hover over this item and hit 5, and that will instantly move the dirt into my 5 slot on my hotbar. If you have at least one empty slot on your hotbar, you can also hold shift and click any item in a chest or from your inventory, and it will instantly move that item into your hotbar. So that's an example from a chest of holding shift, clicking, and it moves it directly to the end of my hotbar. And let's say that I have it here and I want to get it on my hotbar. I can just hold shift, click, and it moves it directly into my hotbar. Now let's talk about crafting specific items to specific hotbar slots. So let's say that I'm making a set of stone tools. I want an axe, a hoe, and a shovel. Let's say I want the axe on my 2 slot, the hoe on my 3 slot, and the shovel on my 4 slot. Instead of clicking and dragging these individually, I can simply hover over the result of the crafting menu, and I can just hit 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, those items instantly went into those slots as I was hovering over them and hitting the respective slots for where I actually desired for them to be. Alternatively, you can also hold shift and click on a crafting result, and it will fill your hotbar from right to left, or fill up the bottom right side of your inventory if there's no space on your hotbar. This also works to craft full stacks of items at once. Instead of clicking multiple times to craft my sticks like this, I can just hold shift and click on the crafting result, and it will craft all of them at once. And finally, we're going to talk about dropping items. So we all know what happens if we press Q next to lava, but did you know that you can drop items with the Q hotkey while your inventory is still open? There are 2 ways to do this. We can hover over an item or stack with our cursor and hit Q to drop one of that item at a time, or to drop the entire stack, do Control Q at the same time, and that will drop the entire stack. If you're like me and you're playing on a Mac, you'll need to remap your drop key to something other than Q and do Command plus your drop key, because Command plus Q on a Mac will quit your entire game.